This isn't working for me. It's killing me. Well, it's the same thing in relationships when we take a look at it and we put that snapshot against money. It's the same thing. If you are with a partner that cannot envision a healthy financial future, that cannot envision that we don't have to live for the Joneses, we don't have to have the best of everything, the nicest of everything, we don't have to turn around every time there's a sale, a discount, fire sale, whatever sale, okay? Or even worse yet, those people who don't even wait for a sale, they just want it now. If you can't be with someone who has that same vision, the relationship is not and cannot work. Welcome back, everyone, to the computer deck. I'm so glad you're here with me. All right, we're going to step back into what I like to call as the archives. The archives are stories that are more than a year old. We're going to step back into the archives and listen to a story that came in 2 years ago. I'm 71 with no retirement. It's my belief on this channel that we can learn from consumer debt issues, and it doesn't matter what year the consumer debt or whatever the financial problem is, we can learn from it. So we're going to take a listen in on this call. We're going to find out what the tea is. We're going to spill the tea, and hopefully we can learn something that will make our retirement much better. I'm so glad you're here with me. Let's hit it.
Janice is with us in Oklahoma City to start this hour off. Hi, Janice. How are you?
Hi, Dave. I'm doing okay. I'm really very concerned about my finances. I'm 70 years old. I have no retirement. My husband and I, neither one have a retirement. We are not in agreement about what we should do with the cash that we do have. We have $25,000 cash, no CDs, nothing, that's it. The question is, we owe $27,000 on our home, and the value of the home is about $250,000. We have $11,000 debt on a car. My husband wants to take the money that we have and pay off the car, and then he says apply the $350 a month car payment towards paying off the house. My problem is I'm so stressed. I at least want to have a house to live in. And the way I see things, I don't think I can live anywhere cheaper than where I live right now. I don't think I could even live in an apartment for what we would be paying a month on our home. So I need some help here.
Let's just stop. All right, folks. I think we have an idea as to what the gist of this story is, okay? So it seems as though at 71 years old, or she said 70 years old, all right, the most they have is, I got my notes here, so that's why I'm looking down. They have $25K cash. That's it, to their name at 71. Now, I don't know what age they got married, but let's assume they've been married for a while, okay? Don't know if it's a first marriage, second marriage, might not even make a difference, really, okay? But I'm going to assume they've been married for a great long while, okay? They don't have a house that's paid off. They don't have a car that's paid off, folks. These are the type of calls that send shivers up my spine. They should send shivers up your spine. And if it's not, and you're older, it's because you've already figured out and got a retirement plan. And if it's because you're younger and you think this can't happen to you, you should be very, very concerned, because this could be anybody, anywhere in the world. But for our purposes, we're looking at, the good old United States of America. All right, folks, I think we got the gist of it. We're going to go ahead. Let us pour that tea. Always so refreshing. People, this is the type of call that absolutely, to me, all right? To me, this is a scared straight call. You know that story from the, what is it? Not the story, but I think it was like in the 70s or something like that. There was a show called Scared Straight. And what it was is to straighten up, broken teenagers in the sense of they haven't had discipline and, order brought to their lives. And they're basically running amok and they're at risk of becoming, adult offenders and all that. And they try to break these juvenile offenders early to get them on the scared straight, by taking them to the big prison to just scare them to go, hey, you think you're a punk? Well, wait till you meet these adult prisoners. Okay. This is my scared straight. Whenever I listen to a retirement program, and family, on this show, okay, retirement is a big part of what we talk about, because one of the things that keeps us clearly from having a comfortable retirement is consumer debt. Now, I want you to imagine you are 70 years old and you and your husband still are not on the same page with your finances. She said he wants to take the $25,000 cash that they have. Okay. I think if I understood her correctly, they have $25,000 in cash and he wants to use it to pay off the car. Can you imagine being 70 years old and you don't even have a car paid off yet? 70 years old and you don't have your car paid off. All right. And then take, I guess, whatever money they have and, put more of it towards the home or something like that. I missed a little bit there. Okay. But, she said they aren't on the same page. They haven't been on the same page for years, family. How do we know? Because they're 70 years old with no retirement plan. And I'm willing to bet this is one of those where the problems were swept under the rug, just conveniently swept under the rug. I'm willing to bet this was the type of marriage. I'm just taking a logical guess here, family, but this was probably the type of relationship where if one or the other brought up anything about money, and I'm going to defer and say, just because of the number of calls I've listened to, I'm going to say it's usually the woman playing the weaker role. I'm not saying women are weak. Don't misread. Okay. But if I analyze the calls that I've listened to, okay, it tends to be the woman going, oh, dear husband, can we please talk about money? He's going, grr, grr, grr. No, we're not going to talk about it. I own all the access. Okay. I'm talking about the calls we've listened to. I'm not saying that's what's going on in your family. Okay. But I'm going to bet, I'm just willing to make a bet. If I could be a fly on the wall, there have been many attempts to try to discuss the money. I'm just willing to bet this. And those attempts over the years have been dismissed. And as each attempt was made, one of them, I'm just going to say she is possibly, and I'm only saying that probably because she's the one who's calling in, so it's not the husband calling in saying that there's a problem. She's calling in. All right. This is what I'm going by. I'm going by what I see. All right. The evidence in front of me, so to speak. And it's been brushed off for decades and decades, probably because it brought on a fight, or maybe there was even a time period where she didn't care what happened with the money. Either way, complacency on both sides being responsible for the financial situation. This is my scared straight call anytime I hear one of these, because I think to myself, holy cow, I've finished 18 years of teaching this year, and I started thinking about my retirement when I was in my mid 30s. I didn't even think squat of it in my 20s. I think most of us don't in our 20s. Okay. But I knew that by the age of 40, I knew I had to be on a career track, not just a job where we're, bouncing from, part-time job to part-time job, gig work, so to speak. Okay. Not saying gig work can't be financially successful, but let's be honest, when we think of gig workers, we're thinking of people who are just basically, holding jobs anywhere they can get, hand into that industry. But it doesn't provide long-term stability. So I knew in my early to mid 30s that I absolutely needed to get on a career track, and I needed that career track by the age of 38. Because I can't retire till I'm 67. And I knew that I would need to put 30 years into some industry. So in my case, if you follow this channel, I decided to become a teacher. All right. And become a third generation teacher. I mark my words. I would bet a paycheck. She's tried over the years to have conversations with her husband about retirement. And let's think about it. The calls that we've listened to, when do they really start worrying about it? About 50 years old, right, family? About 50 years old. We've heard those, Ramsey calls like, oh, I'm 50, 54, 59, whatever, right around there. And I'm scared. I don't know, where the finances are at. I don't even know, my checking account number. I tried to talk about it with my husband. The conversation breaks down. Or it could also be reversed. It's a husband who's very concerned about the finances, but his wife is like, no, I don't want to worry about it. Just, you just keep going and working more and more and more and let me spend. So finances in a relationship, it's a two-way street. Even if one person is trying to make the finances work and the other does not want to make the finances work, it's still mutual responsibility.
What are you living on? What's your income?
We have $2,000 a month Social Security combined. I have
$2,000 a month Social Security combined. This tells me that they've been low wage workers. Perhaps she was a housewife. I don't know. Okay. I don't even know if you get Social Security as a housewife. Either way, you figure they're averaging $1,000 each. Okay. She's making it sound like she said combined. So this tells me they've been in low wage jobs. Even more crucial to plan early, because low wage job earners, they're not going to be able to catch up as quickly. I'm very fortunate. I still have 12 years to get to retirement. I'll be able to save $20,000 a year over the next 12 years. Knock on wood. Okay. But I'm very well poised to do that. In fact, my first $20,000 would start this year, meaning in 2024, I would have saved it up. But I decided for the long-term financial picture and health, for the long-term health of my financial picture, I should say, I decided to go ahead and stop leasing a car and purchase a car. Therefore, I went ahead and I purchased a car, and I am paying that new Toyota Corolla Hybrid off, that brand new car. I'm paying it off in about 7 months. So that's why I decided to stop it. But I'm very fortunate I'll be able to do that. But if you're in a really low income job, it is that much more important that you really plan early, because you won't have, even in 12 years, you may not be able to save up a couple $100,000.
Some income that I get above that with a job that I have, but it's pretty physically challenging. I'm able to do it now, but, I don't know how long I'll be able to do that.
What do you make?
Probably another $2,000 a month on that.
Okay. Is your husband able to work?
He has a part-time job. It's kind of whenever the store owner needs him. And so he has occasional income, but nothing that we count on.
Family, this is horrible. I look at the age of my, parents. My dad's up there in his 80s. My stepmom is in her early 70s. All the things that they go through medically, the things that I've gone through medically, with my double knee arthritis. She said she has a physically challenging job. I can't have a physically challenging job, and I'm only, okay, I'm going to be 57 on July 4th. Okay. I can't do a physically challenging job. That would have me out on disability. I can't do it. The fact that she's in her 70s and can even do it, that's just called, knock on wood, luck there. But how many people want to be physically challenged at 70 years old?
Is he able to work?
A little.
So he's got physical limitations?
Yes, he does.
See, people who sit there and go, I'm just going to work till the day I drop. You may not be able to. I'm just going to keep working. And you assume that how do I explain it? There are people who will say, I don't care about retirement. I don't care about saving money. I'm just going to keep on working. Well, your body may give out before but your physical body may give out. Okay. Before your whole entire body is actually ready to go and meet your maker. And the whole idea that, when people sit and go, oh, I don't want to save for retirement because, and I've literally heard people say this, okay? I don't want to save for retirement because I want to live it up now. Well, guess what? They've already lived it up now. This call, they've already lived it up. And family, we have heard calls where the money is spent. The money is spent by the time they've retired. They got their working years and their retirement years backwards. It's like putting the cart before the horse. They reversed it. Yeah, my body is less broken down in my younger years, and it would be great to run around and play chase and do all that stuff in my older years. But dang, if I have to decide, okay, by the time I hit my mid 60s, and certainly by the time I hit my 70s, I don't want to be sitting there going, wow, I already spent my retirement money. I didn't save anything. So I guess now's going to be the start of my working years. And how many calls have we listened to where this is what has to happen? They've already retired. If you're sitting around doing no savings, doing no planning, you're just living it up day to day. I'm not going to count the 20s because really nobody thinks about it then. That's gold. That's what is it? A diamond. Okay. If you find someone who thinks about it then. All right. So let's just look at 30s, 40s. Okay. If you haven't started thinking about retirement in your 30s and 40s, and sweet Jesus, thank God I did in my 30s. Okay. If you haven't started thinking about it and you're 50 years old and you haven't done squat to plan or save for it, guess what? You've already been living up your retirement. You did it in your 30s, 40s, and 50s. And now in your 60s, 70s, and 80s, you can try to figure out what went wrong. Well, what went wrong was you reversed it. You had the good time. You had the fun life. You had the relaxation time. You had the consumer debt of spend, spend, spend. Too much house, too much car, too much student loan. That's what you did. You did that already and you didn't plan. Now all that money spent, you're now ready to retire, but you haven't done that yet. You didn't plan anything. So now guess what you get to do? In your 60s, 70s, and 80s, you get to do what you should have done in your 30s, 40s, and 50s. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? It's calls like this, like I've said, this is my scared straight call. This call has me sitting up, all right, at attention. It should have you sitting up at attention as well. If you've done nothing to plan for this. This couple has not been on the same page financially their entire marriage. How do we know? Because look at where they are today. And they're still not on the same page.
Okay, got health problems.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's common, right? Health problems, right? Who wants to work through their health problems?
And that's part of, our situation.
Yeah.
We've had large medical bills, and we've also made some real bad cash investments.
Mm-hmm.
And those medical bills can be made. Hold on just a second. Excuse me. I didn't want to cough in your ear. Those large medical bills, I wonder to myself, are they made even larger? Are they made even worse because you can't rest your body? You can't rest. You have to keep working. With my arthritic knees, I'm very fortunate. I'm able to move around at work and still do my job, but I have the freedom to stand up, sit down. When I get home, I ice pack, I do my TENS machine, I do everything that needs to be done. I allow my body to rest. But damn, thinking that this could be like this, say in my 70s, I intend to have new knees long before then. Don't worry, family. Okay. But still, to think that there could be a medical condition in my 70s, imagine if I couldn't ever rest. Not only are you fighting aging, and yeah, we all like to go, I'm going to be the same at 70 as I was at 50. I wish. Okay. I can tell already at 57, body doesn't move the way it used to. All right. And I'm an exercise fanatic. All right. So you sit there and you have to go at 70 years old. Would their medical bills be as high as they are? And we don't know what they are, but she did say she has them. Would their medical bills be as high as they are if they had planned for retirement and could give their bodies more rest? Something to think about. All right. Because that's so much of medical condition. It's stress. It's brought on by stress. It's brought on by you're never relaxing your mind and your body. It's just a thought that I have that could be what contributes to a higher medical bill as you age. Oh, that's a family. That's a long sigh from Dave. That's a long sigh. And I'm sure in his mind he's going, damn, this could be me. Yeah, it could be you. It could be anybody.
What do you do that makes you $2,000?
I clean homes.
Oh, you know, family on this channel. I am, I take tender heart. I take a softer approach. At least I try to with older people, just because once somebody hits their 70s, I just it's my parents' age group. That's why I take a softer approach. All right, and yes, this is a softer approach. All right. She cleans houses. Now, if you followed me, there was a time where I cleaned houses. I only did it for a friend of mine. She was a neighbor, and I needed to make a little extra money. It was about 10 years ago, so it's been a while. Now, keep in mind, this was before I had two bad knees. Okay. I will tell you this. So figure I'm 57. I did it about the age of 45, 46. All right. People, that is hard work. If you, I'm talking cleaning houses. I'm not talking, just watching the Swiffer do its thing. I have a Swiffer that gets underneath my bed and all that. Okay. I'm talking getting down on your hands and knees, scrubbing toilets, scrubbing the bathtub, stooping over to clean out the refrigerator, because I did everything. Okay, unloading, loading dishes. If you have never done physical labor like house cleaning, it makes fast food look like a cakewalk. Now, I'm not saying fast food workers don't work hard, but if you have never done house cleaning, hats off. All my respect to people who do this for a living. It is hard work. In fact, I did it for her for, it was just a few months. It wasn't that long. It wasn't like, thousands of dollars. Okay. It was probably about 4 or 5, visits I did for her. And of course I made it look sparkling gorgeous. And, I actually realized this is starting to take a toll on my body. This is after 4 or 5 house cleaning sessions, family. 4 or 5 of them. And I was 45 because I hadn't moved yet into my condo. Been in my condo for about 5 years. It was a few years before that. That was back-breaking work. That was hard. And people who have never done it before, just the movement on the body. I can't imagine cleaning houses at 70 years old. I can't barely clean my own place. Don't worry, my place is very, very clean. You could sit on the floor and put a dinner plate on it and you'd be fine. But I I have equipment that helps me. Okay. I have machines that, what is it? The Brava Jet that does the Swiffering all around my place. It's only 840 square feet, but it wouldn't matter if it were a mansion. It would still be doing the job. Okay. But I have things that assist me. All right. Thank goodness. But man, people trying to do it as a living, 70 years old. Think about somebody that's in that age bracket. Think about someone that that might have some frailty to them. Would you really want them house cleaning at 70 years old out of necessity? Not, I'm 70 and I just need to get out of the house and I want to just go clean somebody's place. I miss having children and it brings back that life. Okay. And I don't want to do it just once or twice a week because I feel like it. No. It's because you have to do it. That's the difference. I want to stay in education for the rest of my life. I do. I want to remain in education till I drop. Okay. But not after 68. Okay. Unless I want to. And then I want to go into a part-time job. That's what I want. This is heartbreaking. It really is. And I feel horrible for this woman. But I have to ask the same thing that I've asked in almost all of the videos on this channel. Was this avoidable? Could this have been avoided? And what would had to have been done to avoid this situation?
It is physically demanding. Okay. It's good money, but it's physically demanding.
He's talking about her house cleaning. It's apparently not good enough money. They still haven't paid off the home. They have $11,000 in a car debt. Okay. I mean, it's not that great. It would be great money if they were completely comfortably retired and this was just, and she still had the ability to make the money and she chose to do it. Then it'd be great money. This money sucks when you still are carrying on this debt. That's the other thing, folks. Carrying on consumer debt into retirement? No, no, no. These long pauses you're hearing is from Dave Ramsey's show. It is not me. And these pauses are longer than usual. Why? Because to some extent, we're all speechless. How do you help somebody at this point? That super long pause. No, it wasn't me. I did not mute it. I always tell you when I mute. It wasn't me. It's because what do you tell someone who's 70 years old, clearly in a somewhat, not clearly, they are in a financially dysfunctional marriage and they've been in that for decades. And now they're paying the piper for it.
Hey, how many cars do you have?
We have a paid off old, very dependable pickup.
Sell it.
And then we have the one car that we have the outstanding debt on.
Mm-hmm.
We also have an old Roadster that's probably, I would say, about a $10,000 value on it.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they holding on to these cars? Actually, I shouldn't say sell it. That car's paid off. They should sell the one that's $11,000. I stand corrected. That's the one they should probably sell. Why are they doing it the Roadster? I'm not saying you can't be 70 years old to have a Roadster, but I mean, really?
I'm sorry, but the Roadster is gone.
There you go. Exactly.
Okay.
You have not. I'm sure that's going to break his heart, but I'm sorry. It's gone, and then that gives us $10,000 to put towards the house, because the Roadster will sell for enough to pay off your car. We can leave $15,000 in your emergency fund, put $10,000 towards the house, and then that leaves you $17,000 to go. And you guys get in the business of the next 17 months or so getting that house paid off.
That now puts them, let's see, he's got medical issues. That now 71 cents. So that now puts her at 73. And even with the house paid off, they still don't have anything saved for retirement.
Okay.
Because with no debt at all, you can make it.
But she's going to have to keep working. I don't see her being able to retire anytime soon. Now, he's right. If they can at least get out of debt than what she's starting to make, they could try to save. But here's the problem that I see. They clearly have not had a savings lifestyle. They clearly have not had a lifestyle of living under your means. I mean, for heaven's sakes, they got one cart they owe on. They have a Roadster. They have some other vehicle, she said, that's paid off. Okay. I'm willing to bet, just like I've said, folks, look at it as a scenery snapshot. Look at it as a snapshot of what they have done with their life. It's a snapshot. That's what this is. They have overspent. And I am not sure if at 70 years old in a dysfunctional marriage, and yes, it is dysfunctional. You retire in this type. No, you can't even retire. Let me take that back. They can't retire. They're living in poverty. Okay. Basically, this is poverty at 70 years old. Okay. Yes. It could be even worse. They could be living out of a car. All right. But in essence, folks, this is poverty at 70 years old. They have not developed the habits, the lifestyle, the communication with each other, the acceptance in their heart of changing their lifestyle. It's taken me slowly, but it's taken years to adapt my lifestyle so I could get to the point where I can live off of one paycheck. And once the Toyota Corolla is paid off, once the hybrid is paid off, like I said, it's got about 5 payments left to go, possibly 6 if I spend a little extra this summer. Okay. Otherwise, it's got 5 payments left. All right. It's taken a while to adapt my mind okay, to accepting to living on 50% of my budget. Now, easy breezy. No problem. I've learned to do without. If they have never learned to do without, I am not sure at 70 years old they're ever going to pick up that skill because they haven't learned to do without. That takes time. It takes time to do that. And how they're going to, like I said, even if they pay off the house, they become totally debt free. How long do you think they're going to stay that way? Always remember, debt freedom isn't just about becoming debt free. It's about staying debt free. It's about taking your mind, your emotions, changing your relationship, so to speak, with money. And if you have a partner, you and your partner must be on the same page with it. You cannot be on a road path to, I'm going to change my mind about the finances. I'm going to change the way I think about it. I'm going to work towards changing my emotions about how I feel when I see a for sale sign hanging up in the store. I'm going to learn to walk away from it. You can't do that on your own and be successful with your budget if you have a partner that is not on that same track to success. Let's take a show. Veer with me here for just a second. Let's take a show like My 600-Pound Life. Okay, that's the show on TLC that basically they work to, there's that specialty doctor, Dr. Now, and he works to help obese patients lose weight, severely obese. All right. How many of those shows have you seen where when finally the patient starts to lose weight, they start to go down. They redefine themselves. They envision a new life. They envision a change from what they've had. How many of those relationships break up afterwards? Almost every one that I've seen. Okay? I don't really watch the show anymore because I don't have cable. All right? But when I did, I was always fascinated, and you're cheering them on, saying, yes, get healthy, do your thing, boo-boo, and boo-boo loses the weight, and then the spouse goes, oh, well, this isn't what I wanted. I married you when you were 400 pounds. I really liked you at 500 pounds, and I thought you were smashing at 600 pounds, but the person at 600 pounds is going, this isn't working for me. It's killing me. Well, it's the same thing in relationships when we take a look at it and we put that snapshot against money. It's the same thing. If you are with a partner that cannot envision a healthy financial future, that cannot envision that we don't have to live for the Joneses, we don't have to have the best of everything, the nicest of everything, we don't have to turn around every time there's a sale, a discount, fire sale, whatever sale, okay? Or even worse yet, those people who don't even wait for a sale, they just want it now. If you can't be with someone who has that same vision, the relationship is not and cannot work. It absolutely cannot do it. I don't see how.
Not going to be pretty, but you can make it. Right?
Right. We don't spend money. I mean, everybody spends money. It costs money to do anything, but the main thing we do is we eat out, and that's not a lot.
Yep.
No. She's in denial. It's like when someone is severely overweight and they say, well, I don't eat that much. I mean, I only, I get up. Matter of fact, I don't even eat breakfast, which, by the way, if you're trying to lose weight, skipping breakfast, okay, I'm a heavy weightlifter. Those who have, know me, I am a heavy weightlifter. I could not lift in the gym without breakfast. Impossible. Okay, I won't say it's impossible. I cannot function at peak performance, all right? She says, well, we don't spend that much. Ma'am, respectfully, because these are my elders, okay? And like I said, this was 2 years ago, but doesn't it apply today? Does this apply today? Yeah. As a matter of fact, you want to really put a shiver up your spine? This was 2 years ago, and he's saying, do this for another 2-3 years. Guess what? They're still in this position, family. They're still in this position, okay? But when she says, we really don't spend that much, can I talk about the Roadster? Can I talk about the Roadster? Can I talk about the other vehicle you have that's paid off, but you're paying insurance and maintenance and gas? Can I talk about the car that you have that's $11,000 debt on that? Okay? They don't see it. So they'll sit there and they will look you straight in the face and they'll say, but we don't spend that much. You apparently have a lot of consumer debt. You're sitting on an $11,000 car, $250,000. That's it. I think she said $27,000 more towards the home. Okay. You've had consumer debt your entire life, but you got so used to it, you got so adjusted to it that after a while you didn't see it. You didn't see it. It reminds me of the video I did just the other day. I will link it here at the end. It's on CNN, and it's the struggle of millennials. I just did it like 2 days ago. Think about 2 days ago. And it's the struggle of millennials trying to pay off houses that they can't afford. Why? Because they bought too much house. They basically went out to the market and they bought their dream house, but they can't see it. It's almost like if you're not careful when it comes to consumer debt, folks, you can get yourself brainwashed with it. You can get yourself to believe, like she said, well, we really don't spend that much. We just eat out. One of the, in my opinion, one of probably the most high cost areas that people have in their budget is, guess what? Eating out. Constantly eating out. But we just eat out. Really? Are you sure? If we were to add up what you spend in a month eating out, could it be double, even triple what you might spend if you made it at home? Or even like what I do, because I have my lazy nights. I'm tired teacher a lot of the time, okay? I go to Costco, I buy something in bulk. Buy bulk orange chicken. This is what I do. Okay, seriously. I go to Costco. They make the best bulk orange chicken in the freezer section, right? It serves 8. I buy it for $16. That's $2 a serving for that orange chicken. I cook up some fresh rice, toss myself a little salad, greens. We're good to go. Now, go buy that orange chicken eating out. What's that going to be? A good $10 now? You can't get Chinese. Seems like everything in the Chinese food restaurant, not just the Chinese food restaurant, but you know what I'm talking about. It seems like everything is $8 to $10. I don't need $8, $9 of rice from a Chinese restaurant. I don't need $8, $9 of chicken. I just want 10 little bite-sized pieces. So that's how I do it. So when she says, well, all we do is we just eat out, family, they've spent decades eating out, and they're so used to it, they don't see that that's where the money is going. That's just one area where the money is going. Just one.
Yep.
We don't go to the food anymore.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you want to keep this house, you're going to start living like you're completely bankrupt.
Isn't that what I was talking about? Is that not what I was talking about? They're going to have to change it. They got to change what's going on in their head. How do you start living like you're bankrupt when you're 70 years old and you're in a dysfunctional marriage? I live like I'm bankrupt, and it's taken me years to get to living like this. Would I say it was painful? No. No, it wasn't painful, but it sure as heck wouldn't be possible if I had someone coming along to sabotage it. Really? How are they going to live like they're bankrupt? He's not in on this, even if she is. She could say, golly gee, Mr. Ramsey, I'm all on board. She's got somebody called her spouse. This is why, and I don't really want to veer onto this tonight because I'm sure there'll be other calls we can discuss this. This is why really, sometimes, but we have talked about with addiction videos, okay? And I've got one coming up, I think, this week about an addiction call that happened not too long ago, all right? But this is why when people are married to addicts, they have to really question, is the addict worth you being broke and cleaning houses at 70 years old and praying your physical body holds out? And holds out for how long? How long do you think it can hold out? It's not worth it. So as he says, you've got to live like you're bankrupt. You have to start doing that, in my opinion, decades earlier. And you have to kind of do it together. Just kind of like the 600-pound life. If you're trying to lose weight and you've got a partner sabotaging you that's trying to feed you, how do you lose weight? You can't. And that's when you really have to stop. You have to assess the relationship that you are in, and you have to ask yourself, can I remain with this person to get to my best self? And that's only a question, that the people in the relationship can't answer. I can't answer that.
Because you got to clean this mess up. You do not have wiggle room here. That's where all this stress is coming from in your stomach and why you called me.
Yeah, and that's why the medical bills keep piling up. It's contributing to it.
Yes.
So you can't eat out. You're broke. Eating out is causing you to clean toilets.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. And so, I'm sorry. Now, in the future, you may be able to, but
What future is there? She's 70 years old, Dave. When you're 84? Oh, my goodness. Has this scared you yet?
right now, you've got to get a roadster sold, you got to get your car paid off, and you got to get your house paid off. And you got $25,000 in a roadster to pull all this off, and a $2,000 income that's questionable because we don't know how much longer you can do this at 70 years old.
All it's going to take is one slip and fall. That's all it's going to take. Remember, folks, like I said, this was 2 years ago. So she's still cleaning houses today. God bless her. Knock on wood. She's still cleaning houses today. This is why I tell you, this is why I go back into archived calls. Some of these archived calls to me have some, because I choose the archived calls very carefully based on the title. Because as you know, I don't listen to these in advance. So I'm very particular in choosing the archived calls. But come on, folks, 2 years, this lady's still cleaning. She's still cleaning, so to speak.
Right.
So we have got to get you clear of this debt before you start losing the ability to work like he has. Otherwise, you're going to end up selling this house and buying a condo for $100,000 and have a $100,000 slush fund to live on and have a life.
And you can't buy a condo today for $100,000. You can't even buy. I bought my condo in 2020 for $100,000. It now goes for almost $200,000. It's here in Tampa. Yes. I could command 175 to 200,000 for this. Probably closer to 200,000 because it's all remodeled on the inside. Like everything from water heater to garbage disposal to windows. That's how remodeled this place is. That took 15 grand. Thank you to my late mother. Okay. But yeah, when a couple of years ago, before the housing market totally did what it's doing now, she might be able to buy a condo possibly, maybe. It's not going to be much.
Now, you can go ahead and do that now if you want.
Okay, I'm listening to you.
You got a $250,000 house, right?
Yes.
So if you sell it today, you're debt free. Take $100,000, buy a $100,000 condo, 2-bedroom, move yourself into it, and that's your retirement home. And that's how you're going to retire. And that enables you to not be stressed and not be worried. And you've got $100,000 to invest over there that'll make you a little bit of money. And, that's a much better mathematical equation, but I'm guessing that's going to cause an awful lot of emotional pain.
Sometimes when you've made such bad decisions, however, you're going to have to deal with emotional pain as part of the stupid tax. That's what Dave calls it, the stupid tax, the price we pay for decisions that we made that were not wise, that were not smart. We have to pay a stupid tax. He's not calling the person stupid, okay? But he's just saying that move wasn't smart. And I'm really not sure where you're going to find a condo today for $100,000. That doesn't need just a crap load of fixing up. But again, they may not have a choice, family. They may not have a choice.
Well, and also, the HOA fees would be probably such as my...
No. You can live in a $100,000 condo in Oklahoma City.
Even my HOA fees, $435 may sound like a lot. And we had an $1,800 assessment last year. We had to put on a new roof. We got to get ready for those Florida laws. Okay. We had to put on a brand new roof, yada, yada, but we are up to code with that. And I'm only a 3-story condo. Okay. Which still falls under the 3-story or higher law. But because I'm in Tampa, I'm away from water and all that. My HOA is $435, which, now for those of you who go, oh my God, I can't believe that. Hey, let me tell you, that's nothing. You got people on the water, they're paying $800, $1,000, $1,500. All depends upon where you live. Key is to get off the natural bodies of water. That's what you want. You don't want to be surrounded by natural bodies of water.
It's just going to come down to making the choice, Janice. Like, you're going to have to make a choice. You're either going to get out of this debt or you're going to have to leave that house. Like, something has to give. This is not working right now, which is why you feel that tightness in your chest. But you can fix it. You've got several ways to fix it, but you have to make a choice and commit to doing that. You can't keep doing this.
He's going to have to work all his health will allow him. You're going to have to work all your health will allow you. You're not going to see the inside of a restaurant unless you're working there. You're going to sell the Roadster, and you guys are going to get serious about paying this thing off. Otherwise, you need to sell it.
Wow. Well, family, I hope we all learned something from this, what I call the Ramsey video archives. Okay, I hope we all learned something from this. At some point, we all pay the price for the decisions we've made, and that's why I value. That's why I value this channel, because I really, really believe it helps us learn. We learn from other people's mistakes. It's just as simple as that. We learn from other people's mistakes, and sometimes, we have to hear the stress in their voice. And sometimes we have to listen to their story for us to go, oh my God, I don't want that to be me. But it's not enough to just say that in words, right? We must also do it in action. I'm Carrie. I'm so glad you joined me here at the computer deck. I hope you will consider subscribing. And I will see you guys back here again really, really soon. You have a terrific night. Goodbye.